The dating, marriage, and relationship space has just turned into the biggest shit show. It is simply not working. And I'm going to explain to you right now why it's not working. When you strip down the primal urges of men and women, what brings us together? Well, the man sees the beautiful woman, he wants to have sex with her. Once he does that, of course, a baby's made, we have bonding hormones, and then we kind of stay together for at least a few years with those bonding hormones in order to make sure the baby's kind of safe and alive. And then on the other side, women need some protection. They need some resources in order to feed the kid, feed themselves for that few years until the kid can kind of be, I don't know, maybe 5, maybe 7, and then they can help on the farm and start making some food of some sort. Now, of course, if you're going to try to form families and relationships around the man's sexual desire for a woman and the woman's need for resources from a man, it's not going to last very long. Because let's face it, if you're a man and you're like, what do I get from this? Sex. Yeah, and? Why am I dedicating my whole life? Why am I providing for all of this? Why would I want to get involved? Now, the flip side of that, if you're a woman and all you want from this guy is money, and the government will give you money, or you can work for your own money, why do you need him? What did traditional societies do? Traditional societies made it so that men and women want and need each other. They created a system where a woman gives a lot to a man gives a lot to a woman, and the relationship is worth it. Add in a nice little mix of social pressure to get married, and what do you have? You have marriages, you have children, and society can replicate itself, something that we clearly can't do at the moment. We strip away these traditions, and as we strip them away, as we liberalize these societies, we're left with our biology. So we're left with men wanting sex from women and women just wanting resources from men. So what then happens? As we strip away these extras and we're left with that core desire for each other, men and women wake up to this. So what do women do? They put in an incredible amount of time, effort, and resources into looking as sexy and as beautiful as possible. And this is what we see. You go to a capital city in your country and that's what you'll see. So what do the men do? The men start working really, really hard. A really good example of this is South Korea. South Korea, the women they all look the same. They all look exactly beautiful. They all have the exact same, everything done to their faces, same fashion, same, you name it. The guys, they're busy working themselves to death. And of course what happens? No one gets together. No one gets together, no one has kids. The fertility rate in Korea is 0.7 kids per woman. 0.7. We need 2 kids per woman to keep the civilization going. They're having 1/3 of the kids required just to keep the civilization going. And you see this everywhere. There's so many countries that are gonna just literally collapse because the deal is broken. There's no deal. Who cares? Who wants to be involved with the opposite sex when there's almost nothing on the line? And what happens in this situation is that men and women become really competitive and they won't settle for their worth. We're always trying to compete, spend incredible amounts of time to secure a valuable husband or wife. And of course, if you're a pretty high value man or if you're pretty much any woman, you have a lot of choice. So what do we see? People aren't settling down. The more liberated a culture is, the less people get together, the more time they spend competing, total wasted, useless time, and the less babies that are born. It's literally a formula to make your society become extinct. And now what we're also seeing around the world is that men are making themselves look pretty. Men are competing on looks as well. In the most extreme example, you can go to Korea and you've got K-pop. And these guys that kind of look like girls essentially, and they're putting extraordinary amount of time into looking very feminine and kind of looking like a toy doll for the girl, like another accessory for the girl. That's kind of what it's feeling like. The whole of Eastern Europe, including Russia, they barely have any kids either. And you know that before you even look at the data because the women there compete so hard. Again, as soon as there's competition in the sexual marketplace, we stop getting together, we stop having kids. All right, so now we know what the problem is. It's not you. It's not, oh, I just don't want to have a boyfriend. Oh, I don't really need a girlfriend. It's not you. It's not your decision. It's your decision within the context of the society that you've been raised in. If you don't care about this at all, if this is just academic for you, and you're happy just to be alone, live alone, do your own thing, and you're pretty sure that throughout your life cycle, you'll feel satisfied, then just do it, man. Just do it. Anyone watching, man or woman, just do it if that's what you want. But if there's something inside of you that's just like, man, there's something more, I'm missing something, then you need to do something about this. You have to offer more and you have to expect more in return. Here's a bit of inside intel from some really high value guys I know. These guys are worth a lot of money, they're very handsome, they're tall, educated, cultured, you name it. I would call them 9s and 10s, in that range. This is the conclusion that all of them have come to. There's no point having a woman who is a 9 or a 10 to look at because she won't offer anything else. And of course, if you're an experienced man, a woman's appearance doesn't matter that much. After you've been intimate a few times, it's just another person. So what these men talk about is actually going for a woman who's not as attractive, but has other things that she can bring to the table in the relationship. All right, let's get this back on track because this is a mess. What do you need to do? You need to offer more and expect more in return. Where do you find people like this? Probably not in a capital city. Probably not in a city in a capital city. You probably have to go to smaller towns. This is the reality of it. If you want to go down this path, again, if you don't, I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. Or in the extreme case, you can become a passport bro and actually go to a country where this traditional exchange is more intact than it is in your homeland. Did you like this video? If you liked it, if you enjoyed the content, if it made you think a bit, and maybe write a comment to me, then please click like, and then I know that you liked it, and then I can make more videos like this one. And if you really, really enjoyed this video, then click subscribe and you can watch many more like it.